this morning. We're just a day away from President-elect Donald Trump swearing into office. Our national correspondent is in Washington with the security measures taking effect overnight and what we can expect today. Plus, human trafficking in Arkansas, what lawmakers are trying to do to stop it.
Cancer isn't always a linear thing, and so it can pop up and be invasive from the get-go.
A controversial new study has some women questioning whether or not they should get mammograms. We'll talk with local doctors about the study and hear from a patient who credits regular screenings with helping her catch an undetected cancer.
5:31 is the time. Good morning, everybody.
No, 6:31.
6:31 is the time.
Don't take us back.
Numbers.
See, I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to sleep for
I'm
now.
kidding. 6:31. It's so small. I couldn't see in my defense, and I don't really know what time it is sometimes in the morning, but it's Thursday, and we're so close to the weekend. Maybe that's why. Maybe you're feeling a little, like, okay, if we can just make it 24 more hours.
And if we could have a break in the rain, it would be nice. And fog again this morning. So if you are just getting up, you may want to hurry and try to leave a little bit early.
Yeah, but we will look ahead 24 hours when it will be much better, and we'll be on time, and it won't be wet out there. So hold on, and I think even by lunchtime today, this gets a whole lot better. It's already getting better with those pockets of heavy rain. That main, constant band of rain is continuing to move out of eastern Arkansas. Some storms there, but nothing severe. The stronger storms have been down to the south of us and actually just issued in Mississippi, east of Jackson, was a tornado warning just a few moments ago. So the severe weather is down there. We've just got to deal with these wet streets. The fog, the drizzle is mainly what we're seeing. But the heaviest of the rain exiting the state now, and we won't see that kind of rain back for at least a while, at least until the next round comes in for part of your weekend. But coming up, if you've got some outdoor things to do, you probably want to get to them. If you want to go to the races, we'll talk about what days will be good as we go into your weekend. Chris?
All right, thank you, Melinda. Our Crane Automotive Team traffic report this morning showing just one little yellow line right now. Really not a whole lot to deal with just yet. It is on 167 southbound just to the south of Highway 5. There probably just some merging delays from folks getting off of Highway 5 onto 67 southbound. So just be aware of that before you head out the door. Here's a live look at a couple of our sky cams. About 4 cars making their way over the Main Street Bridge right now. Totally fogged up now is our 630 camera on the east and westbound lanes next to Arkansas Children's Hospital. But if you look at the Big Rock Interchange camera, we can still see some heavy volume coming in on 430 southbound right now just before the Big Rock. So have a safe Thursday morning commute. We'll keep you updated on your traffic right here on Channel 7. We are now about 24 hours away from President-elect Donald Trump's swearing-in ceremony to become America's 45th president.
Our national correspondent, Christine Frizzell, has been in Washington all week covering the pre-inauguration happenings.
Well, the stage is figuratively and literally set for the inauguration of Donald J. Trump on Friday. And now those tough security measures, well, they are officially in place. I actually took some photos on the way in this morning. You can see the security checkpoint tents have now been erected. And then there's these tall metal fences and metal barriers, both around this building and around so many buildings here in the nation's capital. Tens of thousands, or rather hundreds of thousands of people now descending upon the city to witness and become a part of history.
This country does not care about people of color, other minority groups, and women.
The protesters have arrived, and most have plans to peacefully assemble to get their messages heard. But some have vowed to create as much chaos as possible, with the stated goal of shutting down access to the parade. Some of those protesters have been outside the Trump Hotel, which, by the way, reports have surfaced saying media has been banned from the Trump Hotel for the entire week out of, quote, respect for guests. For his part, Donald Trump is set to arrive in town today for a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. This will be followed by a Make America Great Again welcome celebration at the Lincoln Memorial. Many supporters, of course, in town to witness the swearing-in of the 45th president. And we spoke to a couple former leaders in the Republican Party about their hopes for the next president.
I hope that Donald Trump will seize the moment. I hope that he will bring to bear the federal government on underserved communities. And more importantly, I hope that the administration will hold themselves accountable.
He's not beholden to the traditional structures of the party. It's a very different conversation for him and his administration. as he pushes against the establishment as we know it.
Meanwhile, business is not stopping inside the Capitol with another round of confirmations set to take place today. Up on deck, former Texas Governor Rick Perry for his nomination as Secretary of Energy, as well as Steven Mnuchin for his nomination as Secretary of Treasury. Reporting in Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell. Now back to you.
Christine, thank you. Stay with Channel 7. We will have full coverage of Trump's inauguration starting at 5 tomorrow morning.
Arkansas lawmakers continuing efforts to bring awareness to human trafficking. Over the last several years, legislators have been strengthening human trafficking laws to impose stiffer penalties and to help victims. Now, Representative David Meeks says they're looking at legislation that would consider anyone under 18 working as a prostitute as being a victim of trafficking. In Arkansas, the age is 16.
A lot of state statutes are, a 16-year-old can be a prostitute, she can choose to be a prostitute, whereas the federal statute says, no, if they're under 18 years old, we consider that to be trafficking.
Meeks has already proposed a new bill that would punish parents for attempting to give their child online for sexual encounters. That bill is expected to be taken up in a couple of weeks. All right, coming up on Daybreak this morning, a controversial new study has women across the country questioning whether or not to get mammograms.
Hear why local experts say you may not want to cancel your appointment just yet.
And we're watching the heavier band of rain leave the state as we speak. Still some fog and drizzle left, though. We'll talk about when that clears out.